For years, businesses focused on making products permanently available. The more inventory stores carried, the more customers could buy. Availability was considered a strength. But today, something very different is happening across the economy. Big brands are increasingly obsessed with limited-time products. Fast food chains launch temporary meals constantly. Retailers release short-term collections. Streaming platforms rotate exclusive content. Beauty brands create seasonal drops. Sneaker companies release products for only a few days. Even ordinary consumer products now come wrapped in phrases like "available for a limited time," "exclusive release," "only while supplies last." And many consumers are starting to ask the same question: why do big brands keep pushing limited-time products everywhere? Because businesses discovered something powerful: scarcity changes consumer behavior dramatically. When people believe something may disappear soon, they react emotionally instead of rationally. They buy faster, think less carefully, and pay more attention. Businesses understand this psychology extremely well. For decades, companies mainly competed on price, convenience, and product quality. But modern consumers are overwhelmed with choices, thousands of products, endless advertisements, constant online distractions. Businesses realized simply offering good products was no longer enough to stand out. They needed urgency, and limited-time products create urgency instantly. If something feels temporary, consumers pay attention immediately because people naturally fear missing out. That emotional reaction became one of the most valuable tools in modern marketing. Fast food companies mastered this strategy especially well. Years ago, restaurant menus stayed mostly stable for long periods. Now chains constantly release temporary meals, celebrity collaborations, seasonal drinks, and exclusive menu items. Why? Because temporary products create excitement. Consumers rush to try items before they disappear. Social media conversations increase. Customers return more frequently. The product itself becomes an event, and events generate attention. Retail brands use the same strategy: limited sneaker drops, seasonal fashion collections, exclusive collaborations. Businesses intentionally restrict availability because scarcity increases perceived value. If everyone can easily buy something forever, it feels ordinary. But if access feels limited, the product suddenly feels more important, even when the actual product is not dramatically different. That psychological effect is extremely powerful. Social media made this strategy even more effective. Consumers constantly post exclusive purchases online. Limited products spread quickly through TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube because rarity creates conversation. Businesses realize something important: scarcity generates free marketing. People talk about products more when they believe access is temporary. That attention became incredibly valuable, and companies started designing entire product strategies around it. Another major reason brands love limited-time products is financial risk. Overproducing inventory is dangerous. If products do not sell, companies are forced to discount heavily, hurting profits and damaging brand perception. Limited-time products reduce that risk. Businesses can produce smaller quantities, test demand carefully, and maintain stronger pricing power. If demand weakens, the company simply moves on to the next release. That flexibility became especially important after recent supply chain disruptions and economic uncertainty. Businesses no longer fully trust consumer demand to remain stable forever, so companies increasingly prefer controlled inventory instead of endless supply. Temporary products help create demand while reducing exposure. That combination is extremely attractive to corporations. And there is another hidden reason businesses push limited-time products constantly. Consumer attention spans became shorter. Modern consumers move through trends extremely fast. What feels exciting today may feel old within weeks. Businesses realized permanent products sometimes struggle to maintain excitement, but temporary releases constantly create novelty. There is always something new, always another drop, another collaboration, another seasonal item. That continuous cycle keeps customers emotionally engaged, and emotional engagement drives spending. Technology companies helped spread this mindset too. Gaming platforms use seasonal content and limited digital items constantly. Streaming services rotate content availability to create urgency. Apps introduce temporary features and exclusive access systems. Businesses learn consumers engage more aggressively when opportunities feel temporary. Artificial intelligence is now accelerating this trend even further. Companies analyze massive amounts of customer behavior data to determine which limited releases generate the most engagement, attention, and repeat spending. Businesses can now predict what kinds of scarcity trigger the strongest emotional reactions. That makes these strategies even more aggressive. Another reason brands love limited-time products is repeat traffic. If products constantly rotate, customers feel pressure to check apps, stores, and websites more often. Consumers become conditioned to return regularly because they fear missing something important. That repeated engagement increases spending opportunities. Businesses are no longer simply selling products, they are building habit systems. And temporary releases are extremely effective for habit formation. This is why even industries that once had nothing to do with scarcity now use these tactics constantly. Coffee chains, beauty brands, retailers, streaming platforms, fast food, gaming companies. Everyone wants products to feel urgent, exclusive, and culturally relevant. Because in today's economy, attention became one of the most valuable business assets, and limited-time products capture attention extremely well. At the same time, consumers are becoming more skeptical. Some people increasingly feel companies manufacture urgency artificially. Not every product shortage is real. Not every release is truly exclusive. Sometimes businesses intentionally create scarcity simply because scarcity itself increases sales. And companies know emotionally pressured consumers often spend faster than rational ones. That does not mean every limited-time product is manipulative. Seasonal demand exists. Inventory limitations exist. Some collaborations genuinely are temporary. But there is no question businesses increasingly understand the psychological power of making products feel temporary. Because temporary products create emotional reactions, permanent products often cannot. And perhaps the biggest reason big brands keep pushing limited-time products is this. Modern businesses are no longer just competing on product quality. They are competing for attention, emotional engagement, and consumer urgency. Because in an economy overloaded with endless choices, making people feel they might miss something became one of the most effective ways to drive spending. And that is exactly why limited-time products are suddenly everywhere across America right now.